Before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Celeb Factor. Here are the Office 10 best nonverbal scenes. Number 10, when Jim can't speak because of Jinx. In Season 2's drug testing, Jim and Pam find them in a game of Jinx when Jim has to buy Pam a Coke, and the Coke's sold out of the vending machine. He said that he couldn't speak to Pam until he had a Coke to buy, and for the entire day, his silent moments were some of the best. In one scene, Pam's egging Jim on to speak and assures him that he can tell her anything he wants. Then later, Michael holds a meeting in the conference room where Michael encourages the office to share personal parts of their lives, but Jim stood up like he was going to say something and took a seat without saying a word.
Nervous, so this time I wanted to be special. So I bought a new dress. One of those kinds is kind of...
Number 9, Charles Minor spying on Jim. When Charles Minor came to keep an eye on the Scranton branch, Jim was mortified because he was wearing a tuxedo as a prank on Dwight. It was hard to stay professional while dressed in a tuxedo. Charles quickly became a low-key villain when he watched Jim work from the conference room, and with no words between them, Jim felt Charles's eyes on him and silently tried working harder while trying to watch Charles watching him.
And if you read the memo, which I should probably get you, there's probably one in the drawer.
Number 8, Jim and Pam find out they're pregnant. This was a silent moment in Season 5 that fans love the best. After twisting her ankle at the company picnic, Pam went to the hospital, and during a series of tests before doing an x-ray, Pam and Jim found out they were expecting. With the cameras outside the room, the scene appears to be silent as Jim and Pam hear the news, become teary-eyed, and hug each other. Number 7, Michael's St. Pauli girl moment. As unbelievably funny as Dinner Party, it's also one of the saddest episodes. After an awkward house tour, odd tension between Jan and Michael, and hours worth of waiting for dinner, by the time the food was ready, everyone was exhausted. Michael was yet again bothered by something Jan said. So to anger her, he pulled out an old neon St. Pauli girls sign and hung it up on the wall behind him. While Michael dug out the sign and hung it, not one word was spoken. Number 6, Moe's versus the car. Schrute Farms is one of those places on The Office that fans wish they could visit because of Dwight's descriptions of it. While Jim and Pam are in the car driving up to the farms, Dwight's cousin Mose pops out of the nowhere and begins jogging quickly next to the car, and Jim and Pam watch Mose awkwardly in silence as Mose jogs quietly next to them without saying a word. And just as quickly as he appeared, he soon disappeared, all without words.
Mose?
Everybody.
Number 5, the entire therapy scene. In Season 7's counseling, Michael was forced to do a few sessions of therapy with Toby after he spanked his nephew, an intern at the time. Of course, Michael didn't want therapy because it was one-on-one time with Toby, and Michael said plenty of "I hate Toby" quotes in the past, but this scene was hilariously uncomfortable. Michael would rather sit in silence for 6 hours with Toby than talk to him. Both parties said nothing until Michael snapped.
Flavor of
1 hour.
what?
1 hour.
Number 4, the quiet game. The episode trivia started with a completely silent cold open. With a pad of paper and a pen, Jim showed viewers that the office was trying to see how long they could go without saying anything. Their phones rang and no one picked up or said a word. The nonverbal sequence eventually ended after Kevin at a candy bar and had no choice but to say "oh yeah" due to how good it was. Number 3, the national anthem after Michael bought his condo. In Office Olympics, Michael and Dwight take the day off of work to look at a potential condo Michael was about to buy. Meanwhile, at the office, Jim was so bored he created an Office Olympics for everyone to partake in. By the time Michael came back to the office, he was stressed and tired, and Jim saw that Michael needed a pick-me-up and gave him a gold medal. They stood in silence as the national anthem played in the background, and tears filled Michael's eyes. It had been a long day, but he finally felt like he won in some kind of way.
Michael?
All right, I get it.
Michael, how do I create a new tab?
Try Control P.
Number 2, Dwight the Time Thief. After a unique ethics seminar with Holly from HR, Dwight made it sound like he never wasted the company's time or money. Jim, however, felt differently. The two have joined forces in the past, but this was not one of those moments. Jim timed everything Dwight did that wasn't work-related, and to prove Jim was wrong, Dwight worked non-stop, peed at his desk, and even sneezed with his eyes open, and as Jim watched Dwight in fascination, both were completely silent. The silent cues from Dwight were comedic gold.
Is that any good?
Actually not. It is really so-so.
Okay.
Number 1, the dual usage of Michael Scott Paper Company's vans. As the Michael Scott Paper Company gained some traction, they had enough money to buy a used van for their paper deliveries. However, the van said something in Korean that they weren't sure what it meant. In a few scenes, strangers were trying to get in the van and Pam had to steer them away because it was no longer for the church. Hilariously, one scene showed that van stopped at a red light and a stranger opens the van and hops in. Pam and Ryan look at her as if it happens all the time, and the whole scene was silent. They didn't say a word to the new passenger and drove off.
Okay, now I don't know that I can get this. I do have to go to the board for approval.
But this brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.